It is the current obsession all over social media, and if you want to look like Nina Park did your makeup and you want to emulate her style, let me show you how I achieved this look. Now, primer isn't a key focus of this look, but I tend to get quite sweaty in these areas that I'm hitting with the Denouce primer right now. I like to go in with that product, whatever the look that I'm doing is. The keyword behind any Nina Park look is lived in. So for foundation, I highly recommend going in with a liquid foundation that has quite a natural finish. But if you have something that's higher in coverage, like this Dior Skin Perfect Stick Foundation, you can always mix in a milky serum to give it more of a lightweight finish. I have watched a few videos from Nina and she likes applying the foundation with the hands. So I'm applying a very thin layer all over, just trying to have a uniform canvas rather than to hide anything. I'm going to pick up the excess foundation on my hand with a brush and use that brush to push everything in and have a flawless finish. This is what we were looking like. Still feels like skin, and if there are any areas you want to have more coverage on, in one video Nina mentions that she likes going in with different finishes like cream, liquid foundation on different areas. So I'm just prepping a tiny brush with the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. Conceal anywhere that I want more coverage in. One thing that I did notice about a lot of Nina's look is that the contour isn't really the focus. So I'm gonna go in with the Milk Makeup Contour and a very small dense brush. Only really gonna hit this area, just enhancing the shadow that I naturally have, and then tapping the foundation brush on top to just blend some more. And you really want to go with your natural face shape because Nina Park's makeup is really about enhancing what is already there. One thing that is obvious to me when I look at her looks is that the goal isn't to make the client look golden, tan, like a bronze goddess. The goal is to bring life back to the face and give the face like more natural colors. So I think a very sheer bronzer is the best type of bronzer for this. This is Chanel Les Beige, and this is Sour Tornado Sculptino in Broad, and these are gonna be my best bet for this look. I'm using a small brush. Again, I really wanna control where I place the product, and smaller brushes are the best for that. For the placement, you really wanna follow your own face structure and place the bronzer where you naturally get a little tan from the sun, because this is what I notice in a lot of reference pictures. It's not like a high bronzer placement, it changes from face to face. And whatever is left on my brush, I'm gonna run right here to just like warm this area up and across the nose. Now for the step that I love the most, but I also think is going to be the hardest for me because I am a blush. I apply blush like it's nobody's business. This is going to be KJH Soft Raisin. It's the same brush that I used for my bronzer and just buff the extra product. And then for placement, I'm really going in for the round part of my cheeks, about giving a natural flush and not like lifting the face. Running the excess product on the bridge of the nose. Now I'm gonna take a pause from the face and move on to the eyes. First thing that I'm actually gonna do is pick up an eyeshadow base, and I'm using a very fluffy brush. I don't want a stark white eyelid, but I do want to have a uniform look to the eyelid and something for the shadows to grip onto. See how you can still see the vein that I have right here? I don't want to cover that. Again, you want to think lived in. The brows in her looks are never overdone. So what I'm gonna do, because I do like mine quite defined, is I'm not gonna fill them in at all. I'm just gonna run a tinted brow gel through them, give them just a tad bit more like body. And then I'll use my actual brow gel to just brush them in place. And I'm going in for a fluffier look. The eyes always look so soft, a a little defined but not too intense. So I'm first going to go in with these two shades from Mario and mix them on the back of my hand to get a base color for my lid. I'm just running my brush through my eyelid to get a wash of color. Using a medium neutral to warm brown, I'm going to come in to the crease to sort of have more definition in there. Again, nothing in this look should take the focus. Everything should just be really subtle. You barely want to notice any difference from one step to another. And now with whatever is left on my brush, I'm just gonna run that through the inner corner to bring some of the intensity that way and connect the nose to the eyes. One key signature step in Nina's eye looks is the liner. That is very, very subtle and enhances the shape of the eye. I'm going to go in with the Dior Show Stylo. And before working on the outer corner, one thing I notice is that the inner corner is also done. And nothing is ever too stark, so I'm using a brown color. And the trick to get the perfect wing placement for your eye is to curl your lashes. Then you're gonna follow the direction of your last lash. From there, I'm just gonna pick up the product on a very tiny liner brush. And the tip is to always start on the smaller side because it is easier to add more than it is to take off. Now at this point, I'm taking a clean, fluffy brush to just blend everything and soften the line. With a long-lasting liner, I can tight line. I am going to stamp at the very root of my lashes a black liner that is purposefully almost out of ink because I want something very subtle. If I want more intensity, I'm just taking some setting spray and reactivating the pigment. But doing this with a liner that is almost out of ink is a great trick. You really want to pay attention to the anatomy of your eye. For instance, I have like a hooded eye, so I don't like going in all the way into the lid for the liner. I feel like otherwise it closes my eye, but if you have a wider, more open eye, go all the way in. Second to last step on the eye is going to be taking a mix of these three colors, just running them through the lash line to have a shadow. We can go back onto the face and finish up our base with a very lightweight concealer. This is the Tower 28 Serum Concealer. The goal here isn't to cover the whole under eye, it's just to brighten some things. And in a lot of pictures, you will actually see that there's not much color correction going on. You can actually see some of the bluish tint of the dark circles. Again, this is what is making the makeup look lived in. Now to bring some balance to the look, I'm just gonna run whatever product is left on the chin and on the forehead right here. Now that my eyes are done and that the base is at a good place, I can see that I could use a little brow moment right here. I'm being very, very light-handed. Just filling in the tails of my brows. I'm quickly gonna do my lashes, and for that I am gonna go back in with my lash curler. And my trick for the Nina Park lashes, which are very, very natural, is to first use a brown mascara to shape my lashes. This one I love. It's the Tower 28 Make Waves. It's not too volumizing, it's not too lengthening, but it still gives the lashes a little drama. As per usual, I cannot do my mascara without getting some on my face, so I'm just gonna wait for that and get onto the next step for this mascara look, which is taking a black mascara, brushing the tip of the lashes. I'm taking a Q-tip to get the excess lip balm off of my lips, some powder, and just hitting the perimeter of my mouth onto the part that might be the most iconic and the most well-known across social media of Nina's looks, the lips. And for this look, the KJ8 Sculpture Stylo is the perfect product. So I'm first starting with the shade Etch, and at first I'm just following my lip line. Once I'm happy with that, just draw on my double lip line, like the white outline. Then you can take a blending brush and just smudge everything out. Now that I have the general shape, I'm gonna add some contrast and some intensity with the shade Chisel. I'm gonna focus it first on the Cupid's bow because this is the area that I want to look the poutiest. Staying within my lip line on the bottom lip, because one thing you will notice in Nina's lip looks is that the top lip always appear a little juicier. Now, to give the lips that fleshy look to the middle, I'm going to go in with a color that has like a warm red undertone. This is Mon Chéri by Violette FR. Using a powder bronzer, I'm just going to go into the areas where I placed my cream bronzer and reinforce that. I'm picking up a shade of blush that is similar to the cream blush that I had, and same thing, reinforcing that. I don't want to go too overboard, so I'm barely picking up any product and using the same bronzer brush. Very last powder step is to pick up a very light pressed powder to run through the center of the face. And the goal here isn't to mattify. I don't want to take away all of the shine. I just want to dilute it back down. I also like to go in with a hydrating mist to just mesh everything together. And now we're on to finishing touches. A touch of brown mascara on the lower lashes. You will see a lot of the time freckles with Nina Park's looks. And if you don't want freckles, bringing back your own beauty marks is a great tip. I see that Nina uses the Chanel highlighting stick. I don't have it, but if you want to bring back a little glow that is subtle and not too in your face, a cream champagne highlighter is a great product. I'm going to pick it up on your finger and just hit this area where you can feel your bone, and maybe just the tip of the nose. And finally, you want to strategically place a little gloss on some areas of the lip. It's not a glossy lip per se, but you do see some reflection on a lot of the lip look that she does. This is also where you can play and add a touch of highlighter. And there you have it, a Nina Park makeup look.